Alright, welcome to the Sikat Adventure, day 14. I believe that this series has been a blessing to us, alright, and we have exactly 7 more days to go, and on the last day, which will be the question and answer series, it's also my birthday. That's the 10th of August. On the 8th, we have the Sikat Hangout at Abuja, and I believe we are registered because right now registrations are closed already. All right, I'll still repeat this announcement at the end of the video. All right, so today's topic is building global businesses and value. Building global businesses and value. This is going to be strictly more of a business class, and I want you to pay attention to everything I'm going to be sharing. You may need it now, or you may need it later. How to build global businesses and values. Some of the concepts I'm going to share can also be very vital even within local markets, so please pay close attention. So what is a global business? A global business is not necessarily a business that have its offices in different countries around the world. Of course, that can be part of it, right? But a global business is simply a business that solves global need. All right, a business that solves global need, not just local needs. All right. So, for example, if you have a business that is tricycle business, for example, you are solving a problem that is for the local markets. All right. The guy in New York, the guy in UK who wants to move around will not be reaching out to you to get your tricycles from Nigeria. All right, so that's not a global business. A global business is a business that solves global needs. All right, and so communication is a global need, food is a global need, but there are ways to position yourself to have your business globally, to be of global value. All right, so we are going to start this. Okay, so I need you to pay attention closely. All right, so blueprint, right? So I'm going to begin with the blueprint for global business enterprises. All right, so there is a concept that I need you to pay attention to as we progress. All right, now when you want to deal with businesses that can go globally, or you want to build a brand that can be globally recognized, you need to pay attention to the following. Number one, you need to pay attention to cultural, administrative, geographic, and economic differences. There are 4 things to consider. You can use the acronym CAGE, C-A-G-E. Cultural, administrative, right? Of course, we have geographic and economic differences. Okay, so we are going to let me give you a practical example, right, from what I have here. Now, a Lagos-based fintech startup like Flutterwave, how many of you have heard of Flutterwave or Paystack, expands to Ghana or Kenya before trying to enter the UK or USA. Ghana has low cultural and geographic distance, similar music, similar food, similar time zone and language. Whereas UK has massive administrative and economic distances, strict FCA regulations, and a completely different currency strength. I've been to Ghana before, so I can say that this is true. You see, in Ghana, when you get to Ghana, apart from language barriers, local dialect barriers, there's really no much, you won't feel too different. Are you seeing that? You won't feel that you have completely switched environment. There is still the West African vibe, there is still the Niger vibe, all right? Complexion of the people in Ghana, you have all of the, even the way they behave, the way things are done, food as well. You still find jollof rice in Ghana. In fact, remember the popular debate as to whether Ghana or Nigerian jollof is the best, all right? So you need to pay attention to these 4 factors, CAGE. All right, cultural, all right, geographic, economic, and administrative gap. So you need to understand this framework, all right, as we begin to get into this subject matter. All right, so you need to consider these 4 factors. What's the culture of the people? What's the administrative systems like? what's the geographic possibilities and tendencies, and what are the economic differences from the point of origin to the destination country or the destination point. Like I said, you can build in this global era, you can build businesses that can solve global needs without having to have physical presence in those nations. All right, so you can localize your products. Yesterday I mentioned a few things, and then this will also be beneficial to those who are going into tech especially. Now, you know that a product like Netflix have succeeded in what is called product localization. Nigeria, you see Netflix. Ghana, different, almost how many countries in the world you are going to see Netflix. But Netflix does not have a physical office in every country. Have you seen that? All right, so you need to adapt your product to fit local habits and infrastructure. Let me give you an example. When you were streaming Netflix, all right, they began to realize data costs were too high for students. So they introduced mobile only plan. Now Netflix have different plans. They have the plan that you can do for 2,400 thereabout. They have 4,000 plus. They have 6,000. They have, I think, 7,500 or 8,000 there. I think 8,000 something is the highest. So for 2,000 plus naira, almost every Nigerian student can conveniently subscribe Netflix in a month. All right, so they understood the market they are breaking into. But while they began operations in the United States, they didn't have such amount for subscription. So when you are going into certain countries, understand currency strength, understand currency differences, and also understand that not everybody in that country can afford certain services. So you need to tailor your services to fit into the economic reality of the market you want to break into. If not, it's either you lose out on your investment or you will not be able to gain strength over your competition. If somebody's getting that. So they introduced that, and this particular plan also does not stream in Ultra HD, right? It doesn't stream HD, so it consumes less data. Are you seeing this now? And they also partner with MTN, all right? And so you can use mobile airtime and local debit card instead of relying on dollar-denominated credit cards. So they understood that most people do not have dollar cards. So they partner with existing local banks, and you see most banks in Nigeria you can actually use to pay for your Netflix. Are you seeing that? So if your users can't pay for what you are doing globally, your business cannot attract global attention yet. So you need to streamline whatever you are doing and make sure that anybody from anywhere in the world can actually pay for your goods and services. You can be a fashion designer, for instance, and you advertise your products online. A customer reaches out and tells you, oh, I'm based in the UK. Now you need to now understand how that person can make payment to you. Maybe the person never have been to Africa but saw your products online and love it. Now you need to look for a way. Of course, if you are selling that product within the local market for, let's say, 55,000, the guy in UK is not going to pay the same amount. Why? You need to factor in your logistics. Then you need to compare what logistic options or partnerships can I enter into that will not be so expensive for the customer or for my business, and that can get to them in approximately a good time frame. What are the products? What are the logistic partners that you can get into? So you need to solve the question. That becomes a geographic question. All right, it becomes a geographic question. You are a fashion designer in a country like Nigeria. Your goods, you have understood how to market your goods, like I mentioned in some of the videos. And then somebody, a client, a potential client in the UK, love what they saw. Maybe for Ankara or whatever, for example, they love what they see, and they are reaching out to you to bring these things to them in their own country. And you can now see, obviously, that you need to answer a few fundamental questions. Question number one, how is your customer going to make payments to you? All right, and that's why as your business grows and as money comes, you should invest money in architecture and cyber security. What that means is you should be able to generate a mobile app or a website where customers can shop and order products that you have in the stock existing, and they can make payment on the go without having to interact with anyone. Is somebody getting this? So your business should be able to structure these payment gateways. So when building a website, look out for global payment methods that you can integrate into your website, and invest heavily on cyber security. All right, make sure that they are secured, make sure that they are trustworthy and reliable platforms. Are you seeing that? So when you solve the problem of how to make payment, then you go into solving the problem of logistics. And this is not something you should know when the need comes. You should do your research now before you break into the global space, because I believe strongly that there are some of you watching me that God is going to bring into global relevance. Your products will travel the length and breadth of the world, places you've never even been to. People are going to be demanding for what you do, your services as well. All right, not just product now, services as well. You are a great, talented video editor. You have, let's say, let me look for another digital product. You are a great, digital marketer, and then you put out your services out there. Your clients will come from different countries, not just your country, and so you need to get ready on ground, payment options, and efficient ways that services can be exchanged, even review options and follow up, channels for your customers who are making inquiries. So this becomes a very important concept to consider. All right, don't forget the CAGE distance framework. All right, cultural distance, administrative distance, geographic distance, economic distance when building global business. Okay, so let's say this concept. I want to also look at Jumia, for example. All right, how many of you know about KFC, popular restaurant and all? Now, when they wanted to expand into Nigeria, they didn't build factories themselves. They used franchising and licensing, partnering with local corporate operators who understand Nigerian traffic, power outages, diesel costs, and local logistics. So this is something that I need you to look into. Now, let's say you want to begin a logistic company. All right, I want to now explain franchise and licensing. This is very important for this class today. All right, so this will also help those of you who want to get own existing businesses. All right, so for example, if I want to begin an eatery now or a restaurant, I located a busy space and I want to open a restaurant. And now there are two ways to go about it. I can use the money I have to begin a restaurant with my brand. But if my goal is not long-term expansion or long-term, I'm not trying to build something too unique from what already exists, a smart way to invest would be to buy franchise from thriving eateries like Chicken Republic, like KFC. Now, how do you get franchise? Franchise is simply that this company will give you their license, they will give you the structure model. So you would be the one operating the restaurant, but you are using all of their ingredients, intellectual property, and systems. So when somebody walks into that restaurant, it is seen as Chicken Republic restaurant. But you are paying for the franchise. At the same time, you are already entering into an already established loyal brand. Like you are buying the loyalty of existing customers of that particular brand. Are you seeing this? So what you are doing now is that you are striving on the strength of the fact that this brand already dominated the market. All right, you are going to be using their logo, you are going to be using their branding and packaging materials and all that. But at the same time, you are going to be paying for the franchise. Let me explain to you what this covers. All right, now franchise is when a company, which is the company that is actually the original licensor, is called the franchisor. Now grants another business or individual the franchise the right to operate a business using the franchisor's established brand, business model, and trademark. The franchise typically pays an initial fee and ongoing royalties, and in return gets support, training, and the right to use the brand name and system. For example, I just give you a perfect example, Chicken Republic. All right, so it is owned and operated by a local company under a franchise agreement. Are you seeing this? So what this is saying is that somebody begins a business now. For example, you have a fashion house and your fashion house is into making wedding gowns strictly. Now somebody else is maybe a student of yours came to train under you and knows how to do exactly what you do. But now your brand is popular globally. You can say amen to that, even if it's not yet popular globally, right? Now your brand is known globally. Now the students of yours they are already loyal customers of yours that are in Dubai. So what can now happen is that these students of yours that have come to train under you and possibly already have an idea and knows everything about your company and business now goes back to her country and pays you for franchise. What you are doing with the franchise agreement is simply giving her the legal right, giving her access to your logo, your brand identity, giving her access to your model and even staff's training. Are you seeing this? On how you go about your business and deliveries. And so when people get there, they are seeing your brand and model and everything, but the actual owner of that outlet is your student. All right, but in return, because you have the market, you have some level of influence and domination in the market, dominion in the market. This student pays you an amount that you both agree. For example, you can say, oh, you pay me 5 million every year. All right, so imagine you have franchise from 100 people, 5 million in 100 places. Do the maths. 5 million times 10, 50, that's like 500 million annually from franchise alone. And now this person won't have a problem paying because already the reputation that your brand has made and the penetration level of your brand already gives them the assurance that they will definitely have patronage. Are you seeing that? So franchise is simply a fast track route. So when you go to Chicken Republic, you'll be shocked that Chicken Republic number one is owned by Mr. Ademola, another one is owned by Mr. Bashir, but the brand on each of them is Chicken Republic. So what these people are doing is that they are leveraging on existing brands. For those of you listening, you may even take a cue from this. Maybe you have some money, you want to go into some form of business, or maybe you have always dreamt of owning an eatery. A fast way to actually break even and make so much money is franchise. Just leverage on existing brand, except you want to build something unique, all right, or you don't have enough capital to go into franchise, all right, because franchise is pretty capital intensive, I won't lie, but there is profit, there is durability, there is long-term, there is profit, all right, especially when the brand is reputable, when the brand's quality is of standard and they have a large loyal market base. That's important. Okay, so how about licensing? Let's talk briefly on licensing and then we continue. Licensing is similar, all right, but less comprehensive than franchise. A company can grant another party license to use its intellectual property, such as trademark, patent, copyrighted material for specific purpose and period. For example, a Nigerian company might be licensed to produce and distribute KFC's specific spice blend or use its brand on certain product without running the entire restaurant operation under a full franchise. So these two options, these two examples are the things you can look into whenever you hear the word franchise and licensing. Licensing is similar to franchise, but it doesn't cover the entire scope of the company. Does that make sense now? So yeah, so this is it. So you need to pay attention to that. Franchising can happen with products, can happen with services. All right, you can also get into trade partnerships with businesses that are abroad. Okay, now I want to also share something here. You need to understand any market you are venturing into. You need to understand compliance. You need to understand compliance regulations. Compliance regulations. Let me explain what that is. All right, now it's simply staying legal and avoiding government shutdown across borders. There are businesses. Okay, I was literally recently trying to train somebody to trade, right? Digital trading and all. So we have discussed about that, and then she reached out to me and we're supposed to have our classes. It was on the day we're scheduling the first class that we realized that the broker I'm trading with is not available in her country. Are you seeing that now? So the reason is because this broker have not gotten the necessary license to operate within the scope of that country. Same also, when she now downloaded a broker that was available in her own country, and I tried to get onto their platform from my own end, I realized that their own platform was also not available in Nigeria. Why? Because they also do not have license to operate here. All right, same broker, like same trading mechanisms, but different companies and different licensing restrictions. So anything that makes them become visible in the Nigerian space, they are going to attract legal issues from the government. Why? Because they have not been given license to operate in Nigeria. So at the end of the day, we ended up, funding a particular account where I can be trading and sending videos of these trading classes and all. So you have to get into some level of some level of understanding about compliance so that your company or institution does not run into trouble. All right, now for example, let me use Nigeria for example. There's the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation, right? There is also, this also have to do with tech company. Just in case you have a tech company, you must comply with international compliance standard, or you can face immediate bans. You can even face lawsuits. All right, Classroom Hue, let me show you this. The Nigerian government regulates NIDA, but if you scale to the US, you face SEC and FTC. One compliance mistake can wipe out your entire startup savings. So make sure that if you are going to expand into some countries, ensure that you are operating within the legal framework of those countries. Of course, time would not be enough. If not, I would have shown you how to register some businesses in certain countries you have never even been to, and it's not a lot. All right, but if you are having a business that have the potential to break into certain countries, then there are certain things you must begin to put in place before that time comes. All right, and this is where a lot of believers are having issues. You are trusting God for global opportunities and open doors, but you are not learning how the world works. You're right, so you can run into trouble because there are regulations, there are legalities, there are also information that you need in order to have a hitch-free business expansion to other countries. Now, one of the things you must focus on for your business is the value that is driving your business. Foundationally, what is the value, all right, that your company is riding on? So let me explain what a value is. A value is a non-negotiable belief that guides a company's operations and decisions. Non-negotiable. Values are simply non-negotiable that guides and drives your company's decision. Even ministry. Your ministry must be founded on certain core values. They call them non-negotiables. You can negotiate a few other things here and there, but though when it comes to this one, for this our business or company, it is non-negotiable, right? There are businesses that one of their core values is that they put their customers first. Now, how will you explain that your customer is first and then it's taking you more than 1 week to resolve failed payment issue? Are you seeing this? So you must put system and structure in place to mirror the value you represent, because this will give you lasting integrity in the marketplace. All right, in the marketplace. All right, so let me give you something. I want to observe the universal and local dilemma between corporations and companies. All right, okay, there are issues that brings about discrepancies most times with international businesses and local businesses. All right, so there's an example here that is very popular. All right, corporate gifting during Christmas, all right, and El Maulud and all of the Islamic holidays and the Christian holidays. Now, it is a cultural tradition that is used to build goodwill. Are you seeing this? Now, when you do, for example, during what's it called? During your celebrations. And this is where data becomes important. You have customers that are Christians, you have customers that are non-Christians. You can't say that you want to be the global business, but you are treating your customers that are non-Christians unfairly because they are non-Christians. Now, you can't also say, oh, because I'm a Christian, I'm going to make sure that any other religion that is patronizing our business will suffer. You must. Let's say you even have an airline and you are saying that, okay, this is our airline. If you're a Muslim and you pay for tickets, you will do this and that. You get it? So a business must have a neutral, as much as possible, present a neutral face to it. Neutrality. And you can't also hire by religious bias. You hire by competence. All right? You hire by competence. But when you see two competent people, your bias can now come in. But let your policies, to the great extent, be very transparent. And for those of you that may come into government institutions in the future, don't always be ethnic centered. All right? When you employ people or you get people into system based on ethnic affiliations, not actually because of what they can deliver, you run into issues. And when the system is ineffective, the face of the system, which is you as the leader, becomes the target for criticism. So you must ensure that you surround yourself with competent people, regardless of religious bias. All right? Competent people. So you treat your customers the same way. When your Christian customers are celebrating their Christmas and New Year holidays and all, you package gifts for them. When the Muslim, another religion, are doing their own, you package gifts for them, a sign of goodwill. Your loyal customers, regardless of religious affiliations, you must learn. Even birthdays, it's not a lot to be able to track the birthdays of your loyal clients. Most banks in Nigeria do this a lot. They track the birthdays of their customers. In fact, for almost all the banks I have, every of my birthday, they send me messages, almost all of them. The one that have not been sending messages, I can't remember them, so I've forgotten them. So it is important when you celebrate people on their days, it gives them a sense of belonging. All right, so you create a sense of joy, a sense of welcoming to your clients as you relate with them along your journey into building a global business and all of that. Okay, now there is a bottom line that you need to also consider. If you are building a global business, you pay attention to profit, people, and planet. The 3 P's: profit, people, and planet. Profit, people, and planet. So this is a very important part to look at. Now, your business must be structured in such a way that profit becomes constant, and it must also be people-centered, and it must not be harmful to the environment. All right? I think this came up in our class in my MBA program about building sustainable businesses globally, how to build sustainability. So your business must be profit-oriented, people-oriented, and environment-oriented. How do you think you are building a business, and then part of the business you are building is that you are rearing pigs in a place or in an environment where pigs are seen as custom abomination? You won't make profit in that kind of place because people will not buy. So before you begin a business, try to understand the trend, understand what is generally acceptable, understand what exactly exists within your ecosystem, especially even for industries. How will you build an industry and the people around those places are living in terrible conditions because your industry is there? Polluting the air, noise pollution, everything is chaotic. If care is not taken, it can get to a point where the occupants of that place will begin to revolt against your business. We've seen those examples in Nigeria where local community dwellers began to riot and to invade industry setups because the company was running without considering the adverse effect it will have on the environment. And sometimes some of these things are not even avoidable. So what is the company supposed to do? You are supposed to show empathy to the community dwellers and to provide a system that will insulate them from the hazard that your production is causing around the area. All right, this borders even to petroleum companies. It borders also to manufacturing companies especially. All right, so there are some things you manufacture that becomes hazardous, and that's why you need to look for how to channel the waste that comes from your companies appropriately. You need to spend on recycling. You need to spend on proper waste, cleaner waste, to ensure that you consider the environment where your business is located, the people there, even though you are making profit. So a sustainable business should not make profit at the expense of the people, and you should not also run into loss because you are people-centered. Are you seeing this? So there is a balance to this, and it is possible to have a business that is profitable and that is people-oriented and that is conscious of the environment where they operate in. Okay, so let me give you an example. Innoson, for example, they have a local recycling startup, or Recyclers too, right? It's different from Innoson. Now, they measure their success by how many tons of plastic they remove from Lagos drainage. This is Recyclers, for example, and how many low-income households they empower with extra income. So these people are in Lagos, right? And you bring, plastics to them, and they pay you in ton. Now they are recycling these things, but they are also empowering the people and at the same time removing debts from drainage systems in Lagos State. So this is just one example of the many. All right, so you must see how your business fixes a societal problem. Let me give you another example of how this can be relatable to most people. How will you feel as a global fashion brand that every year you train 50 people or 100 people around where you are located, or even 20 or 10 for free through your academy? Just imagine that. Like, say, okay, community people, or the places I am, or maybe your country, your state, I want to train, so there's a slot for so number of people for free training. You are bringing value to the society. This is part of, beyond the profit you are making. Let a percentage of that profit be channeled into catering for people that are around where your business is located. All right, this is very important. Let me explain. Let's get into the third model of things you need to know if you are going to break into global markets. All right, number one, operationalizing culture across borders. All right, cross-cultural management. Now, we need to look at these things. The Nigerian example, for example, Nigeria has high power distance culture. We respect elders in Nigeria, bosses, and we use titles like sir and ma. If a Nigerian graduate gets a remote job at the startup in Silicon Valley, the culture is flat and direct. You call the CEO by their first names, and there's not a problem with that. And you are expected to argue with them in meetings. Are you seeing this? So if you are a global business leader and you are relating with these people, and you are relating with people from other culture, it's not everybody that is going to call you sir. And that's why you must think beyond your immediate environment. It is normal for anybody to call you by your first name. Because you are Nigerian, you now meet, let's say you are 50 years, for example, and then you just employed a social media manager that is in the US, or a US citizen, and then maybe your name is Arnold, and then you are having a board meeting online, and he's saying, oh, Mr. Arnold, and you are the one that employed him, and you are now getting angry that why is he not adding sir? So you must expound your mindset to understand that your culture is not the same with everybody else, and your upbringing is not the same with everybody else. All right, for example, somebody is sending a 50-year American VIP message, yo John, normal, even if the person is 12 years, 15 years. So you have to learn to manage across these cultural gaps. Are you seeing this? There is also the communication architecture. All right, tools and habits that keep global and remote jobs synchronized. All right, now if you are working with companies from Nigeria, for example, you should know that you experience NEPA failure internet downtime normal. All right, because these things are usual. You also need to adjust yourself to global timelines and time differences. Okay, there is also something I need to get into: how to get global talent acquired, global talent acquisition. All right, now whenever you are breaking into new spheres, new places and new territories, you must be able to hire local experts. If your company is going to find greater footing and acceptability among the people, you must find a way to incorporate the citizens of those places into your company, into your workflow, into your workforce. Are you seeing that? Because when you have a company and all the people employed in that company are people from your country or your state, it begins to raise eyebrows. It begins to talk about, are you getting that? So the people feel at home when they get into your offices and they can see people from their midst. Are you seeing that? People that can speak their language, people that can relate to them at their level, people that understand their culture and how they think. All right. So imagine a bank from Nigeria getting into the United Kingdom, for example, and everybody there are employed from the Nigerian country, Nigerian state. Are you seeing that? So they will definitely employ people who are having local upbringing within the location where their business is breaking into. So this is also something to pay attention to. Now, there is something I want to also consider. I don't know if I should make a glance on how to develop a very solid business plan, all right? A global solid business plan. Now, but let me make a few hints on that. I don't know how many more concepts I have to discuss before the end of this, but let's see what we can do, all right? Now, when you generate a business plan, because obviously some of the business ideas you have that will get you into global spaces, you will have to develop them as a tenable idea. All right, because you are going to be, even if it's not just for money, you are going to be proposing, you are going to be meeting government institutions, you are going to be meeting directorates, and this is also important for those of you that have ideas and you are going to be needing investors from not just your country, from anywhere else in the world. All right, now in building a business plan, let me give you something here. In building a business plan, there are a few steps you have to follow. I'm going to mention a few of them, and maybe we'll bring today's teaching to a close there. Now, and then I'll make a few announcements before we close. Number one, you need to give yourself reasons. Why do you want to go global? You must get yourself into a space where you ask yourself, what are the reasons for why I want to go global? All right, this is a question you must ask yourself. You know, if you're going to create a global business plan, this is the question you want to ask. Why do I want to go global? Number one, I'll give you a few reasons why companies should consider getting global. First, spread the customer base. All right, so may want to go global so that you can have bigger reach, all right, and dynamics in your customer base. Number two, reduce dependency on home economy. The economy of nations are different, all right? We have seen businesses that folded up in this nation, Nigeria, and are doing well in other countries at the same time. Imagine if they never expanded to those countries. When the business in Nigeria folded up because of maybe harsh economic realities and other factors, how would they have survived outside of this place? So it's important that having your business in other countries or having customers in other countries will help you in situations when there is an issue in a particular country. You know, there are products you sell that the people in your country may not even be able to pay for it as much as those that are outside your country. I know a friend that is into fashion. This guy does fashion. I know another one that is an artist and he has clients from different countries. He designs portrait drawings and all that and send abroad. Now, what they pay him from those countries is almost, if not 8 to 10 times higher than what the Nigerian clients are paying. So it is getting your business into greater economic, and there are also countries that Nigeria is better than, let's not lie, right? Let's be frank, there are countries that the country Nigeria is still doing better than, all right? And so people in those countries breaking into the Nigerian market could be a big break for them. The same way a Nigerian market breaking into places like the UK, US, who are bigger economies in some areas, is a big break. All right, exportation is always a big break for any business or company. All right, so you must settle this in your reason for going global. All right, it's also help your business to remain innovative and remain competitive. It also increases the status of your business, fulfills personal ambition. It increases the status of your business. Let's say you have an academy, for example, a tech academy. For those of you who are into tech, I'm going to, maybe we can have a session on how to begin a tech academy privately for you guys. You see, imagine a tech academy that has a branch of this academy or students from other countries. Watch some of the graduation ceremonies of tech companies, and let's even use the religious circle, Bible schools, for example, or churches. If a white man comes to your church, the media camera is going to be on that roll for the most part of the service. Why? Because they feel that it increases the status. It's just a psychological thing. It doesn't mean anything before God. Just in the religious setting, they're either Jew nor Greek. But go to a conference, for example, that is dominated by blacks in your country, and let's say some white people came for the conference. Number one, there is every high chance that they'll be given a front row, even if they are not pastors, because of the skin color. Are you saying that? One of my friends went to China recently, and he said the people in China, some of them, they were coming to touch his skin. Say, like they find it interesting that your color is different from their color. So there is always the vibe, and the is this psychological status in the minds of people, all right, when it is known that your business is a global one. All right, so the next step to do is to research the market. Research the market in your business plan and in your market research. One of the questions you should answer, all right, I could send the templates, those in the Seekers community, maybe after my birthday, not now. I could send the templates, step-by-step guide on how you can generate a business plan. All right, so one of the questions to answer as you research the market are this: what markets are right for your product or services? What is the competition like, and are there gaps in the market that you can fill? Because almost every business you want to begin, somebody already is doing something similar. So you ask yourself, what is the competition level? Some businesses have high competition level, others do not. And then when you understand the existing business models, you look for gaps that what you are bringing can solve. That it is this thing you want to solve that will gravitate people towards your company. I was looking through profit margin for banks in Nigeria last 2 years, and I'm beginning to notice a trend that some of the fintech banks, that's these banks that do not have much of physical offices around Nigeria, that are majorly operating online and virtually, they are making more money and getting more customers than existing commercial banks. Why is that so? They saw a gap in the existing market for banks, and they took advantage of that gap and solved the problem. For example, nobody wants to go to the bank and spend hours standing to resolve an issue. But some of these fintech apps have developed a system that can sort your financial issues within the shortest time frame without having to go anywhere, from the comfort of your home. All right, so most commercial banks are now trying to meet up with this innovation. So when you see the gap, it is these gaps that informs the market. It is this gap that gives you advantage and an edge over the market. Now, the next question your business plan should answer: how easy is it to do business in the target market? What is the ease? Is it a complex market? All right, what are the possible challenges? Now, what changes need to be made to the product, branding, colors, name, etc.? How do you comply with local regulations? What documentation and translations will be required? So you need to even know exactly what the regulations are in some of these countries. All right. So you also consider things like time, all right, management team, employees, funding. This is where you are going to focus more on funding, language skills. Are there language barriers? And then, of course, one thing that you must do if you want to be global, before you even think of it, please have a website, because there are organizations that will not even respond to your grant application until they can trace your website and see where you are at. All right. Now, also understand international relations. All right. In your business plan, you must indicate accounting procedures, tax. You must have in your team, on your board team, lawyers, logistic providers, finance, foreign exchange, insurance, immigration, tax advisors. Just have all of this captured in your international business plan. Now, this will give your clients or your potential investors the assurance that you are competent and that you know what you are doing. Like I said, by popular demand or popular request, I'm going to send you some samples on business plan. All right. So you are now seeing that when we talk about business, it is beyond buying and selling. There are a lot of structural realities that we must interface with. There are a lot of intricacies that we must embrace, and that's why I keep urging us, and I'll continue doing it. Let us embrace self-development. Let us embrace learning. Let us embrace growth. Let us embrace growth. Let us embrace growth. Ensure that no time is passing by you without getting adequate information, without getting yourself adequate. Just ensure you are learning something every day. And now, learning becomes free because we have the internet. Some of the research I've made and I'm teaching you is online. I also currently just finished my business school MBA and other things I'm still doing. Currently, one of my academies is reaching out, trying to put us. So we have to get these things. Are you saying that we have to get learning and become the best version of ourselves? And don't just learn randomly. Let your learning be structured. Let your learning be structured. What's our declaration for today? I have the spirit of excellence. I am committed to learning because I am not small. I have the spirit of excellence. I am committed to learning because I am not small. Repeat it again for yourself. I have the spirit of excellence. I am committed to learning because I am not small. All right. God bless you. That's our, testimony of today. I have the spirit of excellence. I am committed to learning because I am not small. Few information. This week, Saturday, August the 8th, we'll be having the Abuja Hangout. For those who have registered, we'll begin to reach out to you from tomorrow with further details. And then ensure that you get on board as we continue. And of course, the 10th of August, which is the last day for this teaching series, the 21st of August, the 10th of August, a Monday, the 21st, the 21st day of this teaching series is my birthday. So pray along with me and trust God that we enter into greater seasons of glory by the mercies of God. All right, so see you tomorrow as we continue our teaching series. God bless you.